We don't need any props for this morning's class. Having said that, if there's something that you need for your own practice, go ahead and grab that. If you have to pop off early, I totally understand. Cameras on, cameras off, up to you. And I think I covered it. Let's start moving. Okay. Oh, one last thing. Is it just me or is everyone else's Zoom kind of different today? No? Okay. I don't know how to mute people now. So if you wouldn't mind muting yourself, that would be great. Hi, Sarah. How are you? And then let me go back to then. Okay, I figured this out. Okay, got it. All right, let's start. So we're going to begin a little differently, and we're going to start standing. So come on up to a standing position. And we're going to practice just sort of a half roll back, a half roll down and a cat cobra at the same time. So just having your hands on your thighs and rounding your spine. So you're rolling down just halfway. So your hands are just sort of hanging around your kneecaps. And then from here, rounding your spine. So you're flexing your spine. And then you're going to slide your hands up to your hips. And then we're going to go ahead and now arch the spine. So coming into extension and then coming back into our half roll down and our cat shape. And then coming back up, hands to hips, extension. Relaxing your abdominals, opening up the rib cage, lifting your eyes up towards the ceiling. And then again, hands slide down the thighs towards the tops of the kneecaps and rounding the spine. Last repetition in extension, the hands come to the hips and we open up, 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 up. And then we're going to take it all of the way down now. So we're going to roll all of the way down to the mat. The knees can bend, head really heavy, taking a long breath in, longer breath out, and then we're going to roll up. And the arms are going to reach up towards the ceiling. So taking space. And then we're going to roll all of the way down and down and down to the mat. And then once you are here, bending the knees, bringing your hands to the mat, releasing one knee down, releasing the other knee down. Once we're here on all fours, we're going to move into our cat cobra here. So knees lined up with the hips, hands in line with the shoulders, rounding your spine here, pushing the ground away. And then we'll transition and we arch the spine. So a lot of deliberate movements for the spine as we start our practice this morning through rounding and extending. And then we'll go one more time like this, rounding your spine. Yeah, good. Lifting the back ribs up towards the ceiling. And then we go ahead and we arch the spine. Hinging your hips all of the way back towards your heels. Walking your arms all of the way over to the left. Feeling the workspace through the right side of the body. And then we take the arms all the way over to the right. And where we feel the workspace through the left side of the body. Breath in. And breath out. Walking the arms back to center. Lifting the eyes to look at the hands. And rolling yourself back up to all fours. From here, left leg. Sliding out the side of your body where it's lined up with your hip. Yep, great. From here, we round our spine. From here, we arch the spine. From here, we round the spine. Yeah. And then from here, we arch the spine. We're going to come back to our neutral zone, and our right arm, so the opposite arm to the leg, is going to reach out in front of us. Yes. And then from here, we're going to start to shift the hips back and forward. And shifting the hips back and forward. Yeah, good. A couple of more here. Hinging back and coming forward. And then the last time, hinging back and forward. Right hand down on the mat. Left arm up towards the ceiling. So we twist and twist and twist as we lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. Thread the needle, bend the left elbow, and take that left arm through, and through. The shoulder blade is not on the ground. So we're reaching, really moving through the middle of the back. And then reaching that left arm back up towards the ceiling. And then we'll do this one more time. Bending the elbow, threading through. Eyes follow the movement. And then that left arm reaches back up towards the ceiling. Left hand, left arm down to the mat. Great. And then we're going to lift the left leg up, swing it around behind us, lower the left ball of the foot to the mat, and then from here, round the spine. And from here, arch the spine. And from here, round, yeah. And then from here, arch. Coming down onto your right forearm. Coming down onto your left forearm. So your elbows are underneath your armpits. Pressing yourself away from the ground, lift the left leg as high as you can go. And we're going to pulse that left leg up and down, and up and down. Yes, good. Your neck stays long, continuing to press away from the mat. We go here for 3. And 2, and 1. Left foot to the floor. Left knee pulls into the body. We press up into the hands. We walk the hands back. So here we are back on all fours. Hinge the hips all the way back towards the heels. Again, walk the arms over to the left. Can you walk your arms a little bit more to the left on this time now? And then from here, we take the arms over to the right. Maybe a little bit more on the right side now. And then the arms back to center. Lifting the eyes to look at the hands. And we roll ourselves back up. I'm just going to swing around. So right leg now extends out. Lined up with your hip. Left knee also lined up with the hip. Hands lined up with the shoulders. That's it. So first we're going to start hinging your hips back. and then coming forward. And we'll practice this one last time, hinging the hips back towards your heel, and then coming back up. Now from here, we go right into rounding the spine. So we round, and then we extend. And again, we round the spine, and we extend. One more like this. Round, and extend. Finding your neutral zone here. Your left arm reaches out in front of you. Now, you're gonna hinge the hips back, and we come forward. And we hinge the hips back, yes. And we come forward. Energy reaching out from that left hand. The left arm is reaching to the wall in front of you as you shift your hips back to the wall behind you. Getting out of that right armpit, we're gonna practice this one more time. Hinging back and coming forward. Left hand down on the mat. Right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. So we twist and twist and twist. And then from here, we thread the needle. So we bend the right elbow and we go through and through and through. Eyes follow, head follows. And then the right arm reaching back up towards the ceiling. And then we'll practice this one more time, bending the elbow and threading through. And the right arm reaching back up and up. Right hand, right arm, back down to the mat. I'm gonna scooch a little bit further forward. Now, that right leg, you're gonna pick it up and you're gonna swing it behind you in line with your hip. We come down, left forearm. We come down, right forearm. Elbows lined up with the armpits. The leg is high in the sky, press away from the mat. And we lift and lower that leg. Up and down. Yes, very strong. Good. Up and down. Continuing to press away from the mat. We're going to lift and lower here for 3. We lift and lower for 2. And we lift and lower for 1. We're going to lower the right leg down to the mat. Bring the knee back in towards the body. Press up into the hands. Walk the hands in towards the body. And then shift your hips all the way back towards your heels. Rock a little side to side. Shift back and forth. Looking over one shoulder. Looking over the other. Looking over one shoulder. And looking over the other. And then we'll come back to center, pick the bum up and away from the heels. Swing your legs around, hands free. We come back and we have a seat. We swing the legs around. Feet hip width distance apart. Arms in front of you in line with your shoulders. And then from here, looking down towards your knees, we move into our half roll back. So we begin to curl and round down through the tailbone and through the pelvis. Continuing to look down at the knees. And then you're going to hold. And you're going to roll yourself back up. Once you're right up on your sits bones, lift your eyes and look forward. Look down. And you begin to round back, creating a C shape in the body. Continuing to look down as you come up. Then you're right up on the sits bones and you lift your eyes to look forward. Last time here, we look down. We move into our half roll back. And then we're gonna hold. We're gonna lift the eyes and look up. Taking the left elbow down to the mat. Can you go down an extra inch? Right elbow in, right elbow and arm down to the mat. Roll the shoulders back. Good. Walk your feet a little closer together. And you're going to bring your left knee up and your right leg long. That's it. Good. Now from here, we're going to switch legs. Now the leg that's long, it's just hovering off the ground. And we switch. And we switch. We keep rolling those shoulders back, chest stays open. Yep. You got it. You got it. Now when you bring the knee in, let's bring the heel to the seat, just like we do when we practice our single leg stretch. And we're going to practice this here for 4. Yeah. And 3. And 2. And 1. Whatever leg is lower to the ground, release it all the way. Extend the opposite leg, lower that to the ground. Reach one arm out in front of you. Other arm out in front of you. Look down towards the knees, roll yourself up, flex your feet, and now coming into your spine, stretch forward. Neck stays long, feet are flexed, arms in line with the shoulders. Reach further forward for 1 count. Reach further forward for 2, and reach further forward for 3. And then we're going to stack the spine. Great. Legs out to the corner edges of the mat. And we're going to think like sort of a front crawl gesture. So arms out in line with the shoulders, ankles flexed, so you stretch your toes towards you. And then you're going to move again into that half roll back. So you're curling, you're curling, you're curling. Okay. Now, left elbow is going to bend. So the left elbow touches the ground. Yes. And then that hand, the left hand sort of comes up by the collarbone. And you're going to reach the arm up. Now here, you dive forward and forward and forward, reaching beyond the toes, reaching almost beyond the right hand. And then you restack the spine, flexing the ankles, moving into that half roll back, curling, curling, curling. Now right elbow bends, the right elbow touches the floor, the thumb is by the shoulder, the right arm reaches up towards the ceiling, and we dive forward and through. We come back up. Keep flexing the feet. Here we go again. Half roll back, bow and arrow with that left elbow. The left elbow touches the floor. Hand by the shoulder, arm goes up. We dive forward. Yeah, here we go again on the right, keeping the feet flexed. We go into that half roll back, the right elbow touches the ground. We look at it. The right elbow and arm up towards the ceiling. And we reach forward and through. And then we restack the spine. Bringing one leg back, hip width distance apart. Other leg back, hip width distance apart. We take it all the way down now. So flex the feet. Let's keep the arms in line with the ears as we roll down. That added challenge. Curling down, down, and down. Arms down by your sides. You can have your palms up or down, up to you. Drag one foot up along the mat and drag the other. Sway the knees and the hips to one side. I just got a good crack in my back there. And then sway the knees over to the other side. Oh, feeling very tin candy this morning. And then back to center. Okay, knees come right in towards the body. Wrapping your arms around your legs, or you can have your hands to your hamstrings. It's really, really up to you. And then we rock a little back and forth and side to side. The head follows the movement as you rock and roll to the right. And then you're in this like ball, small shape. And then you go to one side, and then you go over to the other side. And then we come back to center. Arms down by your sides, now palms down. Pressing the arms to the mat, stretch the legs up towards the ceiling. Open your legs out to a V, fill the room, flex your ankles, point your toes, and bring the legs back together. You got it. Bend one knee so your heel comes towards your seat. Bend the other, feet to the floor. Hip width distance apart. Lifting yourself up into bridge. So you're curling and reaching up and up and up. Again, using your arms, pressing them down into the mat, pressing your feet into the mat. Opening up the front of your hips, lots of clarity here. Chest is open. From here, the left leg, extend it out to the front of the mat. Flex your foot and have your heel to the mat. The left hip dips down. The left hip lifts back up. The left hip dips down. Left hip back up. Last time. Left hip dips down. Left hip back up. Drag the left foot back up along the mat. Reset and bridge. Here we go, right leg. Sliding your right leg out, flexing the foot, pinning the heel to the mat. Right hip dips down. Right hip, back up. Right hip dips down. Right hip, back up. Left hip remains shining forward. Right hip dips. Right hip, back up. Drag your right foot back up along the mat. Roll down from your shoulder blades all of the way to your tailbone. Extend and lengthen left leg. Extend and lengthen right. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Here we go, we roll up. Flex the feet, stretch the toes towards you. Lift your head up, here's your inhale. Exhale, you reach up. And you go over as you stretch forward. Arms in line with the ears, neck stays long, energy drawing you in and back at the same time. And you stretch further forward for 1, 2, and then this last time for 3. And then we restack the spine. Okay. We're gonna move into that half roll back. And there'll come a point in time where you can try to pick your legs up. And then you lower your legs down and you reach back up. So you think this comes from gymnastics, the idea of hollowing out. So we go into that half roll back. And then there comes a point where we can pick the legs up. It's not very big, small movement. And the legs go down. And we come back up. Now, we're gonna take the legs out to the edges of the mat. Great. And we're gonna try that again. And then we're gonna think like frog with the legs. Here we go. We flex, we move into that half roll back. And there comes a point in time where you're like, okay, when do I do it? When do I do it? When do I do it? Lift, 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 lift. And then we're gonna bend the knees so the heels come together. As you come up, the knees come into the body. There's your frog. Then you extend the legs out. You move into your half roll back. You separate the legs. You lower them to the mat. You restack the spine. The hands come down in between the legs, and you walk forward one hand. Reach and walk forward with the second, and reach and walk forward with the third. Oh. Walk forward one hand. Rock forward or walk forward second. Walk forward third. Restack the spine. Yeah, we'll try that one more time. So we flex the feet, arms out in front. So we're rocking back, rocking back, rocking back. You pick the legs up. Yes, you bend, you come in. The heels touch. The knees are gonna bend. Then from here, you extend the legs out. You separate them. You lower one leg, lower the other leg. Come back up, hands down in between the legs. We walk forward one, walk forward two, walk forward three. Walk back in one, walk back in two, walk back in three. Arms out in front of you. Now we take it all of the way down. Flex the feet, rolling back, back, back. Arms reach all of the way behind you. Woo. Drag one foot up along the mat, drag the other, having your feet fairly wide to the corner edges of the mat. Sway the knees and the hips to one side, and sway the knees and the hips to the other. So that exercise we just practiced is a transition or a progression to open leg rocker. So we can practice that next week. And then we'll come back to center. Yeah. Keeping your feet wide. Toes are going to be either on your carpet or on your floor, and your heels are on your mat. Arms down by your sides. I'm going to scooch down a bit. Okay. Lift the hips up. So arms pressing down to the mat. And we pick the hips up and up and up. Again, pressing your feet down to the floor. Can you find an extra lift? Now the knees are going to come in together. Whether they touch or not, it doesn't matter. The gesture, the action is internal. And then we open, and here is external. And we come in, internal, and we open out wide. There's our external. Couple of more times. In, yeah, and out. And then one more. We go in, and we open back out. Now we lower the hips all of the way down. Rolling down from the middle of the spine all of the way to the tailbone. Walk the feet back hip width distance apart. Okay, bringing the left knee all of the way in towards the body, and interlace your fingers around the left kneecap. Pulling the left knee in towards the body, heel pretty close towards your seat. Right foot stays on the mat. We're gonna pick our hips up. So the hips go up and up and up. Then we're gonna take the heel away from the bum so that your arms are now straight-ish. Then we bend the knee more, so we pull it back in towards the body. We keep holding the knee as we lower the hips down. Yeah, and then we do it again. We pull in towards the body. We lift the hips up, 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 up. And then we take the heel away from the bum, the arms get straighter, and then the arms bend as the knee bends closer, and we roll back down. One more here. We go up, arms become straighter, heel moves further away. Then we bend more, arms bend, and we lower down. From here, arms down by your sides, and you're gonna stretch that left leg up towards the ceiling. From here, the left leg is going to open to the corner edge of your mat, and you're gonna circle down, come through center, and lift up. Right, so a variation of our single leg circle. Open, down around, through center, up at the top. This is gonna be our third repetition. We're going 5 in total. Here we go for 4. And then here we go for 5. Good. And then of course, we're gonna go the opposite way. It's gonna be a little bit more controlled because you have that right knee bend. So you go over, it's gotta go down, edge of the mat, and up 1. Over, pulling down around, and up. 2. Here we go, over, down around, up. 3. Here we go for 4. 1 more. Over, down around, and up. 5. Bend the left knee, lower the left foot to the floor. Lengthen the left leg long. Roll over onto the left hip. And really push your right foot into the floor. So you're opening up that whole right side. Also a little bit of rotation happening through the front of the body. And then we rock all of the way back. And we'll do that again. Rolling over onto that left hip, pushing your right foot down into the floor. You can even take that right arm and just sort of reach that up towards the ceiling. And then the right arm comes down and we roll back. Okay, so now bend the left knee, right leg in towards the body. Interlace your fingers around the right kneecap, pulling that in. Left foot stays down on the mat. We pick the hips up. Now the arms become straighter and the heel moves further away from the seat. We bend the knee more into the body, the arms bend more, and we roll back down. We do it again. We lift the hips up. Arms straight, heel away from the bum. And then the foot comes back, arms bend, and we roll back down. Last one here. We go up, arms straight, heel away from the seat. We come back, and we roll down. Good. Arms down by your sides, stretching that right leg up towards the ceiling. The right leg is going to open to the edge of the mat. Circle down, around, and lift 1. Over, down, around, lift straight up for 2. Over, down, around, up. This is the third repetition. Here we go for 4. And 5. Change direction. So over, down, corner edge of the mat, up 1, over, down, around, and up for 2. That left knee and left hip, again, stays relatively still. Here we go for a 4th repetition. And then our 5th, and spinal. And up. Good. From here, bend the right knee into the body, lower the right foot to the floor, slide your right leg out long and away from you. So now you roll over onto that right hip, And that left knee reaching up towards the ceiling, big opening through the whole left side. And left shoulder we may move. And then we rock back, down, down, down. We roll over onto that right hip, pushing that left foot into the floor. You can practice taking that left arm up. The left arm, if it's up, is going to come down as you rock back. And then this last and third and final time, rolling over onto that right hip. And you can take that left arm and reach it up towards the ceiling. And then the left arm comes down and we rock back. Lengthen the left leg long and away from you. Flexing the ankles, pulling the toes towards you. Arms reaching up towards the ceiling. We roll up again. Lifting the head, looking down. Inhale's taking you up. Exhale's taking you over. Almost like your nose could stretch beyond your knees. And you're going to reach further forward. 1 and 2. Keep flexing the ankles. And 3. And then restack this side. Okay, arms down by your sides. Meet me on the right side of your body. So we're gonna come down and have your elbow on the mat, lined up with the shoulder. Yep, great. And we're staying lifted through the side of the body. So we're avoiding sort of this action. So we stay lifted through the side body. I know it's like, okay, gotta angle the camera. Okay, we got it? All right. So we're going to be, let's extend that top leg out and away. So our hips are stacked. And then we're going to be picking the hips up. And that left arm is going to reach up towards the ceiling. That's it. Good. And then we lower back down. And we do it again. So the left arm, it like sweeps and reaches up, it like cranks it up as we pick the hips up and up and up. And then we lower the arm down and we lower the hips down. Again, we go up in space, reach up, up, up. And now that left arm that's up towards the ceiling, can that reach overhead? Drawing the head back in space. We lower the hips and we sweep that left arm down by our side. We're going to bring that left leg, bend it, knee to knee, foot to foot. Both hands press down to the floor as we come up. Walk the hands in closer towards you. Left hand reaches towards the shins. So side bend. Right arm up towards the ceiling. We side bend over to the left. Yeah, good. And we come back up. We do it again. We side bend, we reach over. And we come back up and up and up. Right elbow in, right hand down, switch. So just moving the position of your head and your feet. So your legs. And then we come down here on the left side. So we organize elbow lined up with the armpit and the shoulder. So we're staying lifted through the side body. And then we take that top leg and we reach that top leg out. The hips are stacked. You got it. Good. And it's almost like the arm is going to pull the hips up. So that right arm begins to reach up towards the ceiling and the hips come up and up and up. That's it. And then that right arm comes down and the hips lower down. And we're trying not to sort of slouch down. So we stay lifted as we come back up. So that arm is the crank, pulls, and the hips go up and up and up. The arm lowers and the hips come down and down and down. And then we crank, we pull, the arm comes up, the hips come up. And then can we take that right arm overhead? We draw the head back in space. And then that right arm circles down to the floor in front of you as you lower the hips down. We take that left or top leg, lift it, bend it, lower down. Both hands press down on the mat as you lift yourself up. Walk the hands in. Right hand to the legs, to the shins. Left arm up towards the ceiling. We side bend over to the right. So getting that whole workspace through the left side of the body. And we reach back up. And we do it again. Up and over to reach, reach, reach. And we come back up and up and up. Elbow in towards the body, hand down, swing yourself around, back onto all fours. So we're back on 4-point kneeling. And we're going to practice a shoulder blade push-up. So in a knee hover. So we flex the ankles, so we're right on the balls of the feet, knees in line with the hips. And we lift the knees up off of the ground, where they're lined up with our ankles. Now our arms stay straight as we bring our shoulder blades together. And then the shoulder blades broaden. We're trying to keep our spine straight and still. And the arms are straight. Your breastbone, rib cage gets closer to the floor. And then shoulder blades broaden. Last time, down, the shoulder blades come together. So protract and retract. And we're back. Now we find plank. One leg, other leg. Good. We pick the hips up. Down dog. Look at your hands. Lift and lower your heels up and down. Rocking forward and back. Long breath in, long breath out. Good. And then from here, we're going to go back into plank. So lifting the heels up and waving the spine forward into our plank position. Lift the left leg up in line with the hip. Bend the left knee so the heel comes to the seat. Yes. Now your right knee bends to the mat. Your right leg straightens. Right knee to the mat. Right leg straightens. Last time. Right knee to the mat. Right leg straightens. Lengthen the left leg. Lower the left. Rest the knees to the mat. Release tops of feet. Hinge the hips back. Take a breath in. Breath out. Lift the eyes to look at the hands. Roll yourself back up. We do the opposite leg, right? Okay, so we flex the ankles. We're going to come right up into our down dog. So we pick ourselves up. Look at your hands. Wave yourself back into plank. pressing the ground away. You're on the balls of your feet. Your right leg lifts in line with your hip, and then the right knee bends so your heel comes to your bum. Left knee bends to the mat. Left leg straightens. Left knee bends to the mat. Left leg straightens. One more. Left knee to the mat. Left leg straightens. Right leg extends, lowers back down. There's plank. Press yourself up. Down dog. Now, we're going to lift our heels off of the floor and rotate our ankles and the feet to the right. Look forward and lower that right hip to the mat. Now, even more, lift your eyes, lift your head. Lower your head down, pick the hips back up. Your ankles will lift. You rotate back to center. You turn your ankles to the left. Then we lower down, that left hip hovers the ground. We look up towards the ceiling. Head to center. Hips back up. Pivot the ankles back to center. Heels down. Walk your hands to your feet. One hand. One hand. One hand. One hand. Roll all the way back up. Reaching the arms up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to revisit one of the first exercises that we practiced. So your hands are on your thighs. And we roll down to where our hands are just above the kneecap. And can you round your spine here? And then we slide out. The hands come to the hips. And we extend the spine. So you're in a back bend. Completely relaxing the front of your body. And then the hands slide down towards the knees, and you round your spine. And the hands slide back up to the hips. And we extend. And then last time, the hands slide down, and we round the spine. And then we're going to let our hands be free. And you're just going to start to swing your arms. Swinging your arms. Nice and big. And then your arms will come to a rest, a stop, which will take a second or two. And then you're going to start to draw circles with your arms. And circles with your arms. And then you're going to change the direction of your circles. And then your arms will come to a stop, which again will take a second. And we roll all of the way up. Okay, so left, we've done this one before. Your left hand is the palm is to the back wall. And it's gonna reach behind you like you're giving someone a low five. Now there comes a point in time where that arm can't go anymore. So rotation has to happen. You turn the palm, the elbow, the shoulder, and the arm comes all of the way up. And the arm comes down. We'll continue that with that left arm, reaching behind you in your low five. Can't go anymore, can't go anymore, can't go anymore. You rotate it, and you reach up, and you pull the arm down. Last time, reaching back behind you. Can't go anymore, can't go anymore. Rotate, reach, and pull down by your side. And now right arm. So palm to the back of the ball, reaches behind you. Can't go anymore, can't go anymore. Rotate, lift. Ooh, the side for me is different. And then you're gonna take that arm, you're gonna reach it back, back, back. Rotate, lift, pull forward. Last one. Continue to reach back, back, back. Turn, lift, and arm down by your side. Roll all of the way down. Bending the knees, head heavy, arms heavy. And we roll all of the way back up. This is going to be our last sequence. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And then the arms down by your sides. Okay, let's go into a wide stance. So your feet are turned out. So you're like hip width-ish distance apart and your feet are turned out. Yeah? Okay, great. So feet are turned out. Arms are down by your sides. And we're gonna squat. Good. As you come up to standing, arms reach up towards the ceiling. Arms come down, we go down. Good. Arms up, we're up. Down together, up together. Yes. Can you go down a little deeper? And reach back up. Down and up. 2 more times. Down together, up together. Last one like this. Down and up. Now, let's take our arms into a goalpost position and pick your right heel off of the floor. Yep. And then we're going to bend. As you come up, right heel to the floor. Right heel, bend. Now the arms are going to come in together. The arms are going to open, drive the heel down. Lift the heel up, bend. Arms come in, up, drive the heel. Lift the heel, bend. We come in together, up, press the right heel down. Last time, lift the heel. Coming into that deep squat. The elbows come together. The hands come together. We come back up. We drive the right heel to the floor. From here, arms down by our sides. Now we pick the left heel up and we're going to into that deep squat. Now our arms are going to open to a T formation. Yes, good. The arms are going to come down by our sides as we come up. Arms out to a T. As we go down, 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 arms pull down as we come up to standing. Lift that left heel. We go down, we come up, that left heel drives to the floor. Lift the heel, bend, we go down. And we come up. This last time here, the heel lifts, we bend. Now, can we stay here? And now lift the right heel off of the floor. Whew. Can we pulse here? Keeping your heels up, arms out. And we practice this for 3, 2, and 1. The heels to the floor, arms down, we're up to standing. Turning your feet center, heels in, toes in, heels in, toes in, heels in, toes in. Arms up, take a big breath in, inhale. Exhale, arms release. We're done. Thank you so much. Have a fabulous rest of the day.